I finally found real hopium within the Bitcoin chart, so I'm going to present you this information in a way that gives you a new trading toy that you can play with. But the cool thing about what I'm about to give you is you can do some pretty fancy hot rod crap with this toy. It's basic enough to where you can build upon it, so you can use this as the building blocks to make it your own. This is so effective that this could end up being the trading toy that you use the most. That was really stupid, but it's actually kind of funny. You better be as excited as Morty was. Let's go. We're staring at the 4-hour chart. 200 EMA, that's the orange line. 55 EMA, the blue line up here. Anytime you have a cross to the downside, we're going to analyze what signals are repetitive as the cross undid itself, but the signal you got before what you would consider a 4-hour EMA golden cross, which is when it crosses to the upside. This rule has two parts. Let's cover the main one first. Taking your eyes down to the 4-hour RSI, if the 4-hour EMA can make 3 higher lows, price will make a run to the orange line. And the second thing I'm going to show you is specifically what indicators you can use to tell if that run to the orange line will sustain and keep going above, which means that that second rule will be the confirmation tool of the signal. So the first part is the signal, the second is the confirmation. 4-hour EMA death cross initiated here. Price undid itself over here. The time frame it took for that to happen, 2 weeks. Let's zoom in down at the RSI. RSI made one low, got above the EMA, made a second low over here after having gone above the EMA specifically, went back above the EMA, made its third higher low. Blue arrow will coincide with the pink arrow you're about to see on the price chart. And you can see that that signal within the context of a 4-hour EMA death cross, what gave you about the best signal possible to go ahead and confidently try to play this to the upside. So now we're going back to October 2020. Bitcoin had a big drop. RSI made a first low down here, had recovery upside, and then in its drop formed a first higher low. The next time trying up, came back down, formed another higher low in a series of 3. I have it labeled 3HL for third higher low. So I'll circle this area on the RSI so we can zoom in. Price had the initial big drop. RSI got the lowest. Price recovered, formed another higher low, recovered slightly again, made another higher low, then off to the races. Going back to July 2020, same type of deal happened. You had a nice drop in price action right here as the death cross happened. So if I take off price, you can see that this is where that EMA 4-hour death cross happened. Although price didn't go down much, you still made a lower low, got above the EMA, made a second higher low, got much above the EMA, came back down, had a third higher low, was the signal you needed that ended up getting the move correct. And you can see here how that third higher low matches up perfectly with that exact point right there. Now we got the coronavirus dump. You had your death cross way back here. So this required a lot of patience. From the death cross to the third higher low on RSI took 47 days. A lot of patience sometimes is required if you're going to wait for this signal. But you had the lowest low in RSI here, came up, rallied, and then it came up, rallied above the orange line, tried to undo this cross. So if we zoom in here, can you see how this cross, the blue wanted to go above, but it did not sustain that as you did not have that third higher low. So once the third higher low happened right here, let's put price back on. What happened directly above that third higher low is this price action here. And then what happened? Kablam, off to the races thereafter. December 2019, right after the 14K top. Take off price, you had a death cross there. One drive down created your lowest low on RSI. Next drive down created a second low on RSI. Third drive down created your third higher low on RSI. What happened thereafter? Your big move, and you got it. Let's zoom in onto the RSI within that time to see this more up close and personal. First drive down, second drive down, third drive down, all within the context of a 4-hour death cross. So next, what I'm going to show you is the confirmation tool so that you can know whether or not you should bail on that position under the context that you're taking along with this signal. And let me give you a heads up. It's extremely easy to use, but it's very, very effective. Before we do, make sure you flip your phones or get flipped off. Your phone's horizontal, flip it vertically. Now take your finger and do the worm. Dance to it, dance to it, dance to it. Hit that like button. Thank you. It's going to help me continue making videos for you. It'll help me out even more if you leave me a random comment or just type something to help out the algo. It can literally be the word what or random. Now let's go check out that super simple confirmation tool that has an extremely high hit rate. Follow me on Twitter at @𝐾𝐢𝐬𝐻𝑡wo. 𝐾𝐢𝐬𝐻𝑡wo. turn on your microphone and camera and ask me questions directly and live. Links to the Discord community within the description section. Here's the confirmation tool. Essentially, the rule is after that third higher low, once you start getting your move up, the move is likely to be sustained in price as long as the RSI on the same 4-hour chart gets into the bullish green zone here. Let me zoom in on the RSI so you can see this better. As long as the RSI on that first drive after that third higher low into the green zone, more than just barely sticking its head in it like that, then the statistical likelihood of continuation to the upside with a shelf life of a couple weeks is very high. I haven't really found any exceptions to this rule going back 2.5 years of price history. So once again, after this third drive here, very next drive, you can see here that the 4-hour RSI did not get into the green zone. So it had to range a little bit, reset the indicator, have the 4-hour come back down to the red line. And in the next drive up, it tried. And as all this was happening, what couldn't happen? The RSI could not break into the green zone. Do you see this? So the move was not confirmed, but you still probably wouldn't bail on that long if you had taken along, and then boom, once you got this move deep into the green zone, you can know that, hey, I can safely move my stops much up into profit because this move up will likely have a shelf life of a couple weeks or so. More recently, in late September and early October of 2021, you had your third higher low in 4-hour RSI here. Price made a move above the orange line or the 4-hour 200 EMA, and during that move in and of itself, RSI was able to successfully break into the green zone, but just barely. So the move wasn't fully confirmed until about right here. So let's see what that looked like in price. At the edge of the green zone down here during all this, once it broke above that little baby range, that's your confirmation tool. And then you can take the stops that you have and move them farther into profit with the idea that the shelf life of the move up will be roughly 10 to 14 days. Now I'll show you where the confirmation tool actually breaks down, and it would have given you the heads up to get out of that trade. What better time to find an example like that than the bottom of the Wyckoff accumulation channel? Big drop down, lowest low in RSI down here. Little relief rally, second drive down, higher low in RSI here. Little relief, came back down, third higher low right here. On the next drive up, you could not get anywhere close to the green zone at all, and on the next one either. So again, there were two cases where it gave the first try after the third higher low and it couldn't get in, but it happened on the second try. So on this one, let's take a look what happened the second try. Then price regrouped a little lower, and then on its next try, also 4-hour RSI could not break into the green zone, and then clearly you got a bull trap here, but that is a little bit different than the rule. But it tried twice, couldn't do it, therefore you would have had a confirmation tool saying to you, hey, this is going to break down, bail out of your position. This is current price action. 4-hour death cross happened on November 20th. Then you had your first drive down, lowest low in RSI, little relief rally, second drive down, higher low on RSI, weaker rally up, but still it's the downside that matters. You got the third downside, which made its third higher low on the 4-hour RSI. So this essentially would give you the signal, hey, at least enter position now, obviously with stops because this could easily break down. And then if the next little drive up on the 4-hour charge can't get the 4-hour RSI into the green zone, you might know, hey, I probably need to keep my stops right up break even so I have a zero risk trade. And if this is actually going to pump, what price has to do? It has to range without retesting lows, give it one more try, and on that second try, RSI needs to get above the green zone. Very contrary to this long signal, there's a lot of bearish crap out there. So make sure you watch this video right here. Shows you why 30K is absolutely in play. And if the way price moves is confusing to you and you want it to make more sense, click this video here. I promise you, after you watch that video, price action will make so much more sense to you. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, click this circle right here. There is a present inside. You just got timified.